Captain's Log. Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Good on you. You made it to Friday. So, how was my week? It was better than last week. Well, that is not exactly a high bar. It was not bad. I have some talking points. Some I didn't write down, because I believe a while ago I said that I had started writing down talking points during the week. So I'll just go through. Well, for one, roommate number 9. I'll just go through them as I remember them. He stole some of my milk. I remember because, or I know, because, he has been, I've talked about roommate number 9 extensively through Captain's Log and, I guess, Ender Lilies because of the gaps in gameplay. And how just long that series is, I guess. But anyway. He stole my milk. Not much, but when I opened it, it was out of place and lower than I remembered. So he stole my milk. How do I know it was him? Because he has a history of stealing people's things. And being a complete hypocrite. So, I've mentioned that he has, like, written his name on his milk, so him stealing other people's milk is already pretty rules for thee and not for me. But when he thinks someone has stolen something of his, he will knock on every person's door in the hallway and ask if they took it, or if they know who took it. His yogurt, someone stole his yogurt like a couple months ago, and he went down knocking on everyone's door. They're like, "Do you know who stole my yogurt? Did you steal my yogurt?" Like, no, I hate yogurt. It's disgusting and watery and bleh, so I did not steal your yogurt. But he goes through such lengths when someone takes something of his, but he so freely takes something of other people's. I hate him. So, fret not. Wheels are in motion, and my revenge is at hand. Yeah, like, wow, Captain. Or your revenge, I'm sure. But I think people underestimate that. Alright, I don't want, it's like, yeah, daredevil dog. Ooh, I can be rather, like, shifty and whatnot. But hey, when I say revenge, I'm not saying I've put a bomb in his bedroom or some nonsense like that. No, I'm not gonna, like, kidnap him and, like, send riddles to the police. No, I'm psychologically messing with him. And I've started laying out tricks and whatnot. Bit by bit. Moving objects. I mean, I'm doing more than that, but I am just kind of like, whatever. I don't know how well he can hear me, because he's on the other end of the hallway. But even then, like, I don't want to say my schemes out loud and give the surprise away. Just know that I'm getting even. Now you may think, Captain, it's just some milk. All right, who cares? Yeah, it's annoying, but it's the hypocrisy, and the world is unfair. That is a pretty basic, like, yeah, life's not fair. And if you ask me, you should do everything in your power to make it as fair as possible. Be that helping others or hindering others. Now, I'll be honest, I've focused on hindering others to get petty vengeance in order to have it be fair. A lot. But, truly, yeah, I stand by that. Life's not fair, so do what you can to make it fair, by your definition of fair. That's good advice. Yeah, follow that. You won't go to prison. Anyway, talking point? I don't know. So, this might go up a bit later than normal. That's not to say anything's, like, it's Friday. Alright? I'm not going out. I'm having my pizza and I'm animating stuff. But, like, that's because there's, like, I don't know, something's gone up with the time in the States. It's an hour ahead. Right? Yeah. So, people have been getting my videos in the US early than normal. So, I guess I have less time to upload them, because I schedule them for 4 p.m. US time. I do that because when I started making videos, I scheduled them at 4 p.m. US time when I was in the US. But then I moved to the UK and was like, well, they go up at 10 p.m. my time, but 4 p.m. US time. So that gives me a lot more free time to do other stuff. So that's what I've been doing. But now it goes up at 9 p.m., I guess. Whatever. So this might be a bit late, because I normally record these after I have dinner. When I have dinner at like 7 or 8. Like, it's 8:30 right now, but since I have my computer set to US time, I can see that it says it's 3 p.m. So, whatever. That's fun. And there's another, like... So, Captain has... Gather round, everyone. Captain has another dream to talk about. But this is a rare dream. I'm trying to decide, like, do I jump right in, or do I give... I'll give a little preamble. I wrote down the entire... No, I did... Like, everyone, you all hear my dreams, but I will talk about, like... I do enjoy this show. I enjoy doing it. I have found that Burger Night has had me enjoy Wednesday much. I look forward to it. I'm excited on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. I'm like, ooh, it's Burger Night. Yay. And that helps me get through the week. But this also has given me something to look forward to. Because it's like a decompression. It's just, I can just talk about my week, and it's fun. But also, I can talk about specific things I think about and write them down. Because I wrote down the dream I've had. Because I had the dream on Tuesday. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk about it. What if I, like, record it now and then, like, edit that in? But no. It's all done on Friday. But yeah, this show has improved my mood decently, I'll say. I enjoy the weekend more, because that means I get to record Captain's Log. I didn't expect that. Oh well. Nice to have routines, I suppose. Oh well, here's the dream. And here's the preamble I mentioned. That was not the preamble. But I have stated that I don't dream as myself. Whenever I dream, I am someone else. I get fake memories of a person who exists only for the purposes of that dream. Like, I was a detective, and I remember, like, starting the company and, like, doing previous clients, getting, like, a nemesis, and, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, for example, the last dream I had, where I was, like, a detective in Morrowind, but I was, like, a lot of detectives I've noticed, like, I don't know, I like detectives, they're cool, it's a nice idea, like PI and noir, but whatever. I remember being, like, that this didn't happen in the dream, but I have, like, fake memories of my character in the dream being sent out to Skyrim, Morrowind, looking for vampires. No, there was, the Black Hand. Black Hand? The Dark Brotherhood. The Black Hand is what they give you in the game. That, like, letter. We know. Anywho. So I don't dream as myself, as other people do. Or, like, events in my life. No, I dream as, like, a guy, and then that guy has fake memories, and then I wake up, and I'm Sawyer Etienne again. And I'm very disoriented, because, like, what the hell? Where's my wife? Huh? Where am I? Like, oh, wait a minute. I'm me. So that's disorienting. But since I have characters, like channel characters, and like I create, like, this isn't any of the videos, but I used to have a comic series I would make when I was a kid, with, like, surprisingly elaborate lore that I might talk about one day, but I'm never going to show off, because I made it when I was a kid, and I'm embarrassed about it, because it was awful, but I put a lot of work into it. Anyway, I have a lot of characters, but I have never once dreamt that I was one of those characters. But that's happened. So, every event I wrote them going through, even if I didn't, like, put pen to paper and draw it happening, it was still it was in my mind, It was in their history. It was established, but it was never established. It was I never wrote it, but I never made the comic where it happened, but I had wrote it as part of their lore, even though I had never mentioned it in a comic beforehand. I like wrote ahead and blah 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 blah. You get that? So I had all that backstory, all that like stuff I had done, and it was weird. So now the big thing: who did Captain Vile dream as? Out of it's a character you know. I dreamt I was the Golden God. It was weird. So, if you don't know, if you only listen to Captain's log and don't engage in like the Let's Plays and the animation soon, which is probably why I dreamt I was Golden God, I'm making animation about him. Golden God is a warmongering mad god who is attempting to take over the world and turn it to gold. But the gimmick is he can't die. So, how do you get rid of an immortal without killing them? You subdue them. He is always sent to other dimensions or timelines. He has been sent to, like, the beginning of time several times. So he is, even though he has only been on the warpath for a few thousand years, essentially, he is technically the oldest being in existence, because he's been sent back in time and just, like, waits for stuff to happen again. Which, that's a whole thing I'd have to get into again. But, yeah, I experienced that, and it was weird. We're like, huh, alright. So here's what, like, I had the fake memories of those happening, and I can understand why Golden God is so angry all the time now. Imagine being so close to, like, cutting a wizard's head off, and then they open a portal, and now you're in Antarctica. And you're like, well, great. I gotta walk to the edge of Antarctica, get in the water, wait until I'm at the bottom of the ocean, and then walk to, like, land again. This is gonna take, like, a year. And then I gotta hunt down that wizard, and you know that the second I kick his door down, he's gonna send me to Antarctica again. So yeah, I'd say I can imagine. I get why Golden God is so mad all the time. I mean, I wrote him to be like that, but now I understand. Little interesting, little strange, but what happened in the dream is not something that I would normally write Golden God doing. So, I was Golden God. I'll just read from my notes here, and in case anything else changes, I'll let you know. Or I'll ad-lib and not... No. Talking about the dream. Stop babbling, you idiot. Now, I dreamt I was the Golden God, but I was on a cruise. I had climbed aboard and was running through decorative red-carpeted halls with, like, golden walls and, like... It's, like, wooden, but it is, like... It looks like ivy. It looked like if King Midas had touched creeping ivy and it was growing on a wall. So they made it look like that, if you're wondering about what the cruise was. It was a nice cruise. But it had Golden God running through the halls, murdering people. He's... Like, I was cutting people's heads off, running through, and just pillaging all the gold. I was grabbing it and taking it off the walls. So anyone... I'll just go back to reading it. Decorative art on walls. And I was beheading guests that couldn't run faster than I, which was a lot of them, since Golden God is very fast and he wants to be. And the ones that could outrun him couldn't do so for long, because it takes days of running before GG would start and get tired. I was ransacking the crews of any gold on board, whether it was decorative or jewelry that the passengers were wearing. But I had soldiers on board with me, attacking guests and taking gold. And I could order them to focus on one or the other. I remember making a big deal of raiding the kitchen, but don't remember why. I think it was to get knives, but I could summon a sword, so I don't know why I needed the knives. There wasn't any gold in the kitchen. I just really remember focusing on knives, despite the fact I had a sword. I I had to finish raiding and killing the guests soon because the boat was sinking. It was never stated, or it was like a time limit. It was never stated the boat was sinking. I'll get to this because I'm pretty sure, in the context of the dream, I was like a video game character. It was a video game, but I was from the perspective of the protagonist, not the one playing. So that's like, you have a time limit to like ransack the cruise, but not because it's like sinking, just because it's a video game. You have a time limit. Where was I? I don't remember why. Killing gold air raiding. Anyway, I had, it never stated, I had to get back to my old gold-plated boat that was waiting for me when I was done. It had a giant crane on the back, but I didn't know what it did since it was never used, and I didn't ask any of my minions since I'm above them, and there's nothing they can tell a god that a god wouldn't know. Or something like that. It was never established why I never asked my minions. Even though, like, they work for a god. Like, you have to do whatever your god says. Whatever. We then sailed to a land, but I picked where we were sailing from a map, like it was a game. Because it's... So the map was kind of like typical old paper color, except it had dots on it that represented... I'm going all in with the game thing, levels. I was on like a cruise level, and then I could go to another dot that was connected by a line, and go to like a town or a kingdom or something. And I could turn the dot from typical map color brown to gold. But there was another ship on the other side of the map that was turning dots red. It was like ransacking levels. So I was essentially Golden God as a video game character being controlled by someone like it was an online game where I was like fighting some other people to take over territory, but we picked what territory to do from like a map system. I don't know. Anyway, we picked one of like the red dots spots, and it was a lake city. And who this red dot was, it's never stated in the thing. Again, it's just I knew somehow from the perspective of Golden God, I somehow knew it was Jason, like my friend Jason from Bread. So I guess like it was me and Jason playing a game, and I picked Golden God, and Jason picked like a barbarian Viking guy or something. That's not that important, but it was Golden God fighting Vikings, and we were like taking over territory. But anyway, we get to this lake town. And it was split in two by, like, a part of the lake. The lake was shaped like a magnifying glass or a frying pan. And where the village was, it was by where, like, the handle was. And there was this cobblestone bridge over it that connected essentially two villages, but it was one big village. Anywho, back to where Red Dot's cobblestone bridge connected to the village, frying pan, blah 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 blah. I'm trying to like describe. I'm just gonna describe it. I'm not gonna read from it anymore. Anyway, I was like attacking the village, burning it down, ordering men to attack villagers and grab gold and burn buildings and whatnot. And I distinctly remember I had like backed the village chief onto the bridge, and in the center of it, and I like cut his head off, and it fell into the water, and it was really weirdly cinematic because like the fire from the burning village had turned the water to look golden. So if it was like a movie, it would have been like, oh, what good use of color, I guess. I don't know. And then I woke up, like I looked at his head falling into the water. And then I looked behind me to see the village burning and several of my, like, golden soldiers carrying big cartoon bags of gold and jewels, like, onto our ship. And I woke up. So it was a weird experience. I was Golden God for a time. The only, like, the dream itself was maybe, like, I don't know, half an hour? Like... From when I was aware, I was running onto, like, the ship, attacking people, to cutting the chief's head off. Like, in context of the dream. And, like, dreams themselves are, like, right... They're seconds. They're a second long right before you wake up. And it's... I've heard this. You only remember the dreams that you are interrupted by. Because I think if I look back through Captain's log and be like, this happened and then I woke up, you don't remember the dream, you remember the dream being interrupted. I think is how it goes. Because you dream seconds before you wake up, which I always find is interesting. Like, people don't know what dreams are. We've been looking into dreams for years. No one knows what they are or why we do it. There's only theories. But well, it was a fun dream, and I've been looking forward to telling it. I kind of bungled telling it because I was trying to have my cake and eat it too, trying to read straight from a script and ad-lib the script at the same time, and it was a little confusing. But I hope it was decent. It was an interesting dream. First time I've ever, like, I've dreamt as myself 3 times, and I've really amped up that titular, or that infamous second time I dreamt as myself. But this was the first time I have ever dreamt as a character that was not created specifically for the purpose of that dream. I dreamt as one of my, own channel characters for the first time. And I've never dreamt as, like, Captain Vile. I've never dreamt that I was at, like, Vile Isle, like, scheming to take over the world or something. No, this is the first time this has ever happened, and it was so weird. But it was enjoyable. Because, like, I understand the character of Golden God. Like, I didn't get any, like, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, I'll add that to his character. I mean, other than just like, yeah, I can see why he's pretty angry all the time. He's constantly getting the, like, satisfaction of a kill taken away from him. It didn't happen then. He didn't fight anyone. He was kind of punching down in that dream, truth be told. I was just attacking villagers and taking gold. I wasn't going after a particular god or wizard or something that could send me elsewhere. Oh well. It's just weird. I don't think I've not spoken to too many people about just me dreaming as not myself. I mean, it's not like I don't have a therapist. Like, only people that would be like is just like other regular people who are unqualified to tell me anything. It's like, yeah, that's weird. Oh well, I'm rambling now. Oh well, yeah, no, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna end the video. Oh well, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Stay tuned to Gotham FM.